do this. Hopefully this will work. You never know, it might do. Good evening everyone, Mike here, Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. It is Saturday I don't even have to look at my watch, it is Saturday the 5th of November. I do apologise if you hear any fireworks in the background. It isn't Kath setting fire to my shit. It is actual Guy Fawkes stuff going on out there, so yeah. Hopefully there won't be any bangs inside. That would be definitely a bad thing. We've had a few catastrophes already this week. Yeah, I'm blaming it on solar flares. Not the things that people wore in the 70s, but these coronal mass ejections, and no, not those things in Ghost Adder's room. We're talking about solar flares, everybody. The things that knock out electrical items, and this week for me has been the pits. George has lost a 1TB SSD. I've lost a 2TB NVMe. I've also lost a Works PC drive, which was a 2TB HDD. Let us know in the comments if you've suffered any coronal mass ejections yourself. That's a really hard thing to say without smiling. Let us know if you've had any problems with PC hardware this week, if you had any power outages, that sort of thing. Luckily, our NAS is protected by UPS, so that has been thankfully backing up all our data. So anything we've lost, well, I've lost personally, is backed up. George, I'm not quite so sure of, but we did manage to swap his drive out and clone it over, which took a whopping 6 hours to copy a 1TB drive. That's how bad the drive had become. It was absolutely hanging by a thread, and yeah, we were panicking when it was on the kind of waiting for the 25% marker to come up to say that it's actually is doing something rather than just flashing pretty lights. That was a very nail-biting time, but as soon as we saw the 25%, it was like, it's working. It's just taking flipping ages. Oh yeah, it is the 6th today. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Somebody said you should have looked.
It might as well have been the 5th. For all the noise that's going on outside. Anyone who think there was a government to destroy somewhere in the world? We'll leave that as it is.
We did have that little tiny power outage last Sunday.
We did, yeah. We had a brief power outage last Sunday. I think a lot of people in the West Country, certainly those in kind of South Wales, North Bristol, we all kind of suffered it, and people on Facebook were thinking it was the apocalypse because they'd lost their internet for a few seconds. Yeah, South Wales is pretty much in that.
I thought you said Southwest.
Southwest and yeah, South Wales. Okay. Cardiff had it. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, it's been a traumatic week. Also, the trauma has been real. We have actually had trauma building the PC that you can see behind me. You possibly notice if you're slightly eagle-eyed, it is a new PC, and yes, it has been nothing but trauma. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit later on, but today we're going to be looking at a super budget PC. Also, we'll be taking some of your tech chat while I'm doing it. I will try and multitask. Can't guarantee it's going to go well, but we'll see what happens. If you want to drop a super chat in, like we already have had from Marco, Marco's sent us 500 RSD. No idea what that is. RSD. Something dollars, I'm guessing. Who knows? He says, where is that beer? That is a very good question. Now, we haven't actually had some beers and some other fine delicacies sent to us by William. Was William Bodie? I get so confused. It's been one of those weeks, it really has. Actually, today I was literally close to tears where things were going so bad. It was absolutely horrendous. So yeah, I was supposed to collect a parcel from William Bodie. It is actually still where the parcel was delivered to, so I will be getting that tomorrow. So we won't be going through that, but I'll possibly go through that in the week and show you guys what we got. Uglybob sent a super chat in as well, so thank you very much for that. You did one earlier as well, before the stream. You're a very bad man. Uglybob says, congrats on 65,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. And yeah, it's a slightly weird thing, isn't it? 65,000 subscribers to the BBB, the Big Bristol Baldy. Yes, very strange. I must be helping some people out there, and hopefully those of you that are watching tonight will be entertained and potentially informed on how to build a budget PC. So, what do I do next? Do I introduce the parts, or do I say some quick hellos to those of you in the stream? Let's go and say some quick hellos, so that way I can get through that. If there's any questions, I'll try and do those a little bit later on. If I don't answer them, just let me know a little bit later and we'll go through it. Or when there's a slight bit of downtime in between screwing with confidence, then do let me know. So tonight we've got Uglybob with us. We've also got the British Noob. How you doing? We've also got a Rally. Who else is there? Rick H. Rick H is saying, forgot you guys turn your clocks back. Yeah, we're a week ahead.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
That's been another traumatic thing, turning the clocks back. That's really messed me up a little bit. I was getting up pretty well, like getting up reasonably early, and it seems to be slipping.
Again.
Anyway, never mind. Who else have we got with us? Patrick LaBelle says, hello, we moved back in time tonight here. Wish I could time travel to before this week and take out my drives before Sunday, or turn everything off before Sunday happened. It has actually killed a lot of stuff. So, Jad 2016 is with us as well. Sky Stalker, the legend that is Sky Stalker. He's also with us and says, hope you're all having a great weekend. Hopefully mine's going to get better. It's not been good, it really hasn't. Got Nick Barnes with us and says, looking forward to an affordable build after all the hype about unaffordable components. Full house for some old git's birthday. That's him, but watching stream on phone. Happy birthday, Nick. Have a good one. Enjoy. If you don't catch it all because you're either bladdered or you just can't be bothered because you're having a party, then you can catch up on the VOD later on. Who else have we got with us? Rick H. Nick Barnes said that one. Paul Bakewell, how you doing, Paul? Good evening, one and all. Bucky Cat says hello all, and our good friend William Bodie says morning to you all. Hello, sir. Paul Bakewell says small build tonight, I see. Yes, it will be a small build, and hopefully it doesn't go bang like everything else seems to be going at the moment. Where are we? Paul Lamont says good evening all. It's whiskey o'clock here. Nice. I've never really got into whiskey. I don't know whether it's an age thing or whether, I don't know. Just strange that I've never got into whiskey. I guess it's one of those things that some people do and some people don't. I've never really enjoyed it as much as I have other drinks. Strange. Maybe it's a taste buds thing. Captain Robius is with us, says good evening all. And who else we got? Cosmic Space Muffin, our good friend with the Vulcan Wave. How you doing? Actually, does that come up on the chat thing? I don't know if it does. Oh, it does. Excellent. Kath's with us, obviously, so if you've got anything that I miss out, then tag Kath in it and she will give me a nudge, or just shout, or just wave crazily, like some crazy old woman over in the corner. Go, it does happen. Matthew Day's with us, and the pizza is on. I had a pizza yesterday again from Rose Takeaway in Stable Hill. Rose Takeaway, you do make a fine pizza. Unfortunately, it does add at least 2 pounds to my weight after eating it, but it's pretty damn good. Blake's with us as well, says, you know, flicking in and out, keeping half an eye on the Formula 1 qualification. Formula 1 still going. Wow. William Bodie. Antonio says, hi, Kath and Mike, how you doing? Brandy's with us as well, or Bandy. Yeah, I always add an extra R in there for some reason. I think it's a Bristolian thing. Something from Bristol. We always put R's and L's and things where they shouldn't be. John Sullivan says, hi guys. Spooky Vibe says hello. Dutch Jan, ho hoy. 16 tons. That's how I felt this morning after all that pizza. Says, hey, hey. Really Random Reviews says, hi Mike and chat. How you doing, Really Random Reviews? Cosmic Space Muffin sent us a super chat of 50 NOx. That's Corona, isn't it? Norwegian Coronas, is that right? Norwegian? I always get these things wrong. He says, I wonder what Kerry Holzman is doing tonight. I would imagine he's probably moaning about something or putting the world to rights. Or he's probably giving Mitch a little bit of a tickle. Typhoon says, hello there. How you doing, Typhoons? New to the channel? If you are, welcome. Welcome, one and all. Mark Marlowe says, good evening, everyone. Jan 2016. Yeah, 6th of November, I know. It's been a rough week, all right? Give me a break. Sky Stalker says, hi, Mike. How you doing, Sky? Hopefully you're doing better. Ewan McGregor, I'm joking, says Ewan Gardner. Even Mike and Kath, Spooky Vibes. Hey. Typhoon says, yeah, it's the 6th. I know. Yeah, it is. All right, let's move on from that. I made a mistake, okay? It's not going to be the first one of the evening, so It's not a competition to see how many I make, because it's just going to happen. It is a thing, definitely. Kath saying hello to everyone, so thank you, Kath, for doing that.
I missed out Ewan, sorry.
Oh, Kath missed out Ewan.
I don't know why, sometimes it skips messages.
Oh, just horrible, horrible.
I think
She apologises profusely. John2270 says, hi Mark. Mike. Did you do that last week as well? Someone else did that last week. It was fun. Mark Point says, hey Mike, hey Kath. And William Bodie says, there was a sunflower, I think it's called the other day. Yes, we apparently have got another 2 or possibly 3 heading our way. Whether or not there'll be direct hits depends on, obviously, the rotation and the axis and all that of the thing. Hopefully it's not. I don't think I could cope with another week of coronal mass ejections all over my hardware. It's not good. It's not good. I am genuinely upset about my 2 terabyte drive. That is actually heartbreaking. And the worst thing is, it's not completely dead. So it will work, and I can log into Windows and the drives appear. D drive, my games drive, E drive, my video drive, which is kind of pretty sacred. And I can put it into a USB caddy and I can transfer the data off, and that works okay over USB. But if I put it into an NVMe slot, for some reason it just doesn't like it at all. Although saying that, I have got it in the PC behind me at the moment currently, because I was thinking, right, is it my X570 Tough Gaming board? Which, that was one of those boards that I kind of regretted buying. I actually regret buying an Asus board. Who else is with me on this? Asus, what the hell is going on? Their software, the chipset drivers, the Aurora bloody software is just horrendous. It just makes a mess of everything. Trying to remove it is virtually impossible. I think I'm never going to buy an Asus board again. My other Asus board, the B450 F2 gaming, whatever it is, still hasn't come back. That's still being repaired or having bits sewn onto it or capacitors stuck back on. I don't know what they're doing with it. That has been, what, I think that went in September. So we're kind of starting November, so at least 2 months now. And it was waiting before that. That was the day I posted it. So the RMA process was going on before there, so yeah. Asus, I'm thinking that your time is done. I think I'm going to be pretty much solely MSI. ASRock, not so sure about. Gigabyte, I don't know. The options are getting really narrowed down at the moment. And being that MSI have done so well on the AMD platform recently, yeah, it's... Anyway, moving on. I'm not going to depress you. Well, no more than you possibly are already. Right, let's fast forward on a little bit. So James Miscellaneous is with us as well. Mick Woods as well says, our cats are terrified of the fireworks last night and tonight. Daisy doesn't like them at all. Flame doesn't really care because he's just like a big fat cat and he just doesn't care. He's just like, yeah, whatever. Just chilling with the rest of his female things. Daisy doesn't like them. Maisie just sleeps all the time anyway because she's just super lazy, so I don't think she even realises what year it is, let alone what month or what day it is even. But yeah, little Poppy just doesn't care. Any noises, she's like, where'd that come from? Can I chase it? Yeah, she does. She actually loves our vacuum. All the other cats dislike the vacuum or kind of are not overly thrilled with it. But little Poppy, they're vacuuming and she's there jumping all over the head, and yeah, she loves it. She loves noise. Ordinary Dude says, I'm having a pizza myself, then off to work. Oh,
does she still think
sorry to hear it.
Too?
Yeah, she does still think it's the 5th, yeah.
Like a grumpy.
Oh dear. Yes. Let's move on. Right. What does that say? Dr. Hex. God, I'm going to have to move this monitor closer. My eyes are shockingly bad at the moment. Come here, monitor. There we go. That's better. Oh, wow. See the text now. Cosmic Space Woman says, just don't install the crap and it's all good. Well, that is the trouble now. With Asus motherboards, there is kind of something built into the BIOS that talks to the operating system and says, oh, hi, how you doing? I've got a load of crap. Would you like me to install it? And the operating system's like, yeah, of course, yeah. We know you. You're Asus. That's happy days. Built into the BIOS. It's all good. And just looking through the services, there's like a million different services from Asus. And half of the stuff I've never even known before. And like there's one in there called Asus noise cancelling EXE. So I don't even have
Anals.
like the bloody sound card installed. I don't have headphones on there. It's just like, why have you even installed it? I've never asked you to. The only thing I installed was AI Suite, which is for controlling the fans, which I've now got rid of. And I've got to be honest with you, I went back to the X570 board because I thought it was going to be a good thing to do, because I could add more drives, but I don't know. There's just something about ASUS software which I don't get on with personally. Maybe you guys do. Let me know in the comments what you think. Cosmic says MSI is on top of the game on AMD motherboard this time round. Totally agree with you. Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't think they can do too much to go wrong really. Some of the original X570 boards weren't great, but the B550s I think are top notch across the board. Where are we? Yeah, Angel's looking after Poppy tonight, so that's good. So we won't be too distracted. James Messenia says, did your NVMe drive just stop working right out of the blue? Wonder if it's a chipset driver or NVMe driver firmware update will solve the issue. Not too sure. I gotta be honest with you. We had that weird power surge thing last Sunday, and ever since then my PC has been a little bit odd. It's been doing some weird stuff. Although before that I was having a weird thing with Far Cry 6. Just the game would, well, the rest of the operating system would crash, but Far Cry would carry on going. And I couldn't work out why. And it would save the game, and the game is technically on the D drive, which is part of that NVMe. So there was some weird stuff going on. Today I was notified of an AMD update as well, driver update, which was after some of the crashing which happened today. Literally started the PC up. Before I even put in my PIN code, it went to a black screen of death and then rebooted. I was like, okay, that's new. I've not seen that before. I did that 3 or 4 times on the trot, and I was like, this is not good. So I took out the RAM, usual kind of stuff, put it all back in, fired it back up. I noticed then the AMD driver said that it was from sometime in August. 24th of August, I believe it was, thinking back. And I was thinking, well, I'm sure I've installed Windows 10 after that and then updated the drivers. So there's something a bit screwy going on here. I'm not too sure what is going on. But there was a new AMD driver, so I installed that, new chipset drivers, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, just things seem to be getting worse. I hadn't done any video editing for a day or two, so I can't be totally sure. Although I've been editing videos during the week a little, lightly, but today it just, yeah, it wasn't having it. I was getting, Adobe Premiere was saying that it cannot see, or it cannot find the file, or it's skipping frames because of a missing file, and I was like, this is not good. No, it's Windows 11, unfortunately, which was the upgrade. So I don't know whether to do a fresh install of Windows 11 on it, or just to go back to 10. I am tempted for my own sanity to go back to 10. I'll leave a Windows 11 on this one, but put 10 on my my main machine, because I don't really want to be doing all this sort of stuff. SFC, yeah, I'm going to have to do that sort of thing, see what's going on. It's really weird because that drive, I've put it into this PC now and it's recognised it, and I've transferred the data off it onto the NAS, and it did that fine, didn't have any issues. But as soon as I put that drive back into that PC, it works for a bit, then the drive letters just disappear. And I thought it was the motherboard, so I put in my little PCI Express M.2 card, put that in there. I thought it was great, it lasted longer. And then eventually it got to the point where it failed again. I was like, oh my God, I've edited this video 3 times now. Luckily, Premiere auto saves and I could go back a certain thing without having to start all over. I was tempted just to, right, that's it, I'm not editing videos anymore, that's it, game over. I'm changing my thing, I'm going to become a road sweeper or something. Get a broom every day. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to have to do some investigation on that. I didn't want to do... William Bodie says, did you check the battery on the motherboard? I haven't. I did get the power supply tester out and test all the voltages are okay. The minus 12 volts was down a little bit to 11.9, which I don't think is that bad. Maybe someone who knows more will point out to me.
Go up a little bit, Mark Marlowe.
Mark Marlowe bought a PC yesterday from a local Cash Monkey pawn shop. i5 10400, blah, 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 blah. Really good condition, marked up for 300 quid. When I asked what the best price, 250. Wow, you done well there. Right, let's all get down to Cash Monkey pawn shops. God, that's gonna be the deal of the week, deal of the month, actually probably the deal of the year. That is awesome, well done. Patch LaBelle, my GT 710 saved his day this afternoon after I set back my boss at UEFI only that prevented my RX 552 display boot. And BIOS screen, just the login screen, had to put the NVIDIA card to get the BIOS again. Oh dear. The computers, I'm getting to the point where I am actually tempted to get a Mac. Just because it just works. Don't say go Linux, because no. Just no. Not yet. I can't do it. Markovsky, Windows 11 still beta, and we are the crash test dummies. We are. Mick Woods, I installed a 4th gen Western Digital Black NVMe on my MSI B550 Gaming Edge. Unbelievable. They are good drives. If the controller was somehow damaged, that would be ultra hard to troubleshoot. Once seen one at work where NUC had just defective SSD, it had to go. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm not looking forward to troubleshooting that. It's going to be a long, drawn-out process. .UK, another quick tip, AMD chipset drivers on the MSI motherboard page is newer than the official AMD site download. Okay, I'll check that out. Are you using a GPU in this build? If so, which one? Yeah, let's get back onto the budget build anyway. Let's introduce the parts. I'll try and address some of your other questions later on. I think I've almost caught up actually. Actually, yeah, I'm interested. What's the microphone sounding like? Is the sound okay? Does it sound different? I've actually changed over the microphone, so let me know if there's any difference at all in the sound you're hearing. Does it sound more open? Does it sound better, clearer? Let me know. Ian says, sounds fine. Uglybob says, terrible, I can still hear you. It sounds good, Mike. Excellent. William Bodie, sound is perfect. Skystalker sounds good, about the same, okay. What's that leaf blower on the desk, Mike? Cosmic Spaceman says, you're talking Norwegian, so it's all good. And we've got a super chat from the British Noob. Thank you, Newbie, my good friend. Buy a Mac and a Mac. Buy a Mac, buy a Mac, buy a Mac, buy a Mac. £2, I'm almost there. Just a few more of those and we'll get one. I am tempted. I do quite fancy the new M1 Mac.
Because it's your initials.
It is my initials as well, yeah, that's good. Old Man Withers says, sounds fine, but I am tone deaf. I'll take that as a positive. Right, okay, let's get on and introduce the parts. Now, if you haven't seen it already, I have there's a link to PC Part Picker in the video description. Also, it is probably in the chat as well. And actually, I can bring that up on the screen so we can have a quick look through. I'll go through the price. Actually, yeah, I'll introduce the parts this way. It's probably going to be easier. So, go to our desktop display. Hopefully, you can still hear me. Oh, let's clear. Oh, that's not worked well. Let's go back to that. I need to clear that one. That has got rid of that. Yes, good-o. There must be an easier way of doing this. It really must. I need like 16 monitors or something. Right, that'll do. Where are we, desktop? What a rookie. Anyway, there we go. So there is our Ryzen 3 1200 with Aerocool Atomic. So you can get an idea of what is going on here. Total price, which is a little bit higher than what I've actually kind of had to shell out for it due to a massively kind donation by Uglybob for the case. So obviously that's a particularly big saving. And also some of the other things, like the Gelid Frore, I'm never going to get used to saying that, was actually sent to us by Gelid for review, so obviously we haven't paid for that. But pretty much everything else I have bought, and it looks like the prices have changed actually since I've done this. So the Ryzen 3 1200 we actually bought from CEX, so I put the price in for that manually at £65. The Gelid Frore little tower cooler is, we think, £13, although it's yet to be officially released here in the United Kingdom. The MSI B450 M Pro M.2 Max Micro ATX AM4 motherboard, we actually picked up for a astonishing £15 from Facebook Marketplace. Realistically, that's going to cost you £50, so it's going to be swings and roundabouts on this as we reduce some and increase others. The Adata XPG D10 16 gig kit is 2 times 8 gigs, 3200 mega transfers. $47.99. There was actually, I think there's a little bit of postage on that as well, but you can do like a postage saver from eBuyer on those. Some of this stuff is actually linked in the Discord bargain section as well, so if you want to pick up some of these for yourself, you can do there, or from the affiliated links in the video description as always. The storage drive is only a 256 gig, although I listed there the Intenso top performance solid state drive, that's NVMe, although I am using an older drive which actually came out of my old Acer Aspire A414-53 laptop, which we upgraded to a 1TB drive, and I had that drive spare. But that is the kind of the next nearest performance drive I could find on NVMe. Video card is the interesting one. So GTX 660 3GB, £58 at the moment. That came from CEX here in the UK. It does come with a 2-year warranty as well. So £60 for a graphics card with 3 gigs of onboard RAM. I think that makes a much better choice than a GT 1030, although obviously you could swap it out for that if you don't like the idea of a used graphics card. You will be paying more for the 1030, and arguably you'll get a lot less performance, albeit you will save power. But power isn't going to be a problem because we're using the trusty Aerocool Cylon 700 watt power supply, which is 80 plus rated bronze. That, it says on there, £44.19, but actually that was on amazon.co.uk for a bargain of £24.99, including shipping, which for 25 quid for a power supply is 700 watts. Realistically, our total expenditure in terms of wattage on the system, I think, is somewhere in the region of about 275, something along those lines. So it's never ever going to even come close to maxing out that power supply. But if we want to do some upgrades later, upgrade the processor from 65 watt TDP up to 105, you're going to be able to do that pretty easily. There's a bit of headroom there. Not the most energy efficient of power supplies, but gets the job done. Tried and tested, we've had loads of them. And obviously you guys that watch the channel have seen we've done builds with them before, and you've given us feedback on it and you've had them yourself, so all good. And the last one is the Aerocool Atomic V1, which clearly you've already seen from last week's video. I think, was it last week's video? Can't remember. Not sure if it's even been released yet. So
What one's that, sorry?
the Aerocool Atomic, I don't think it has it? No. No, okay. So anyway, that is the parts. Roughly, we're looking around about £300. Obviously, like I said, take off about £20 off the cooler there, and you might want to add on a little bit more for the motherboard, but you can still pick them up secondhand quite easily, £20–25. So yeah, I think realistically around about £300. This is actually a pretty decent little spec, and I have actually tested some games on this setup, and yeah, it actually runs pretty well. So let's get back to the main camera, and hopefully, yeah, that's working. That works for me. So anyway, there you go. Stuart Cleary, how you doing, Stuart? He says, Mike must really like the Gelid. Yeah, actually, the Gelid is actually, surprisingly, well, I'm not going to spoil it, I've done a video.
Read up a bit from what I...
Oh, why, the... oh yeah, Matthew Day says, the Ryzen 3 1200 a la CAF's chip rescue. Yes, the Ryzen 3 1200, you've probably seen from the short that we did in the week. It came through from CX and it was basically mangled. They wrapped it in pick and mix bags and put it in the post. Postman wasn't overly cautious with it, I don't think. It wasn't a cardboard box, to be fair, but yeah, the pins, there was quite a lot of bent. How many pins would you say, Kath? 10? 12?
Mostly corners.
Most of the corners, so yeah. If you say a couple on each corner, easily 8, 12 pins. So, and I actually straightened a few of them out before I gave it back to Kath, because I gave up, because I was like, no, I'm going to destroy it. William Bodie, when Mike pronounces Frore, it sounds like he's saying Frore. Yeah, that's right. Yes, William Bodie, it means freeze or frozen. I believe that is correct, yes. The Black Freeze, I think it translates to. I don't know. I'm not a regular. James Miscellaneous says, I remember that case. It's the Eye of Sauron Rave Edition.
Do you want a beer?
Captain Meets Adventures says, I think Mike needs a beer to help with this build. I don't think we've got anything cold, have we?
Doubt it.
I doubt it.
Got water?
We have got water. Right, let's get on and put this together. So obviously, graphics card, you've seen already. So GTX 660, 3GB things. And here is the cat. Oh, she's just out of shot, no, not. Hello. Hello.
A nice camera angle pops.
Yeah, don't be showing the camera your brain star. They don't like it. It is poppy. So we've got some XPG Gamix D10. Actually, pretty decent bargain. Less than 50 quid for that. 47.99. Happy days. And it's not bad looking RAM. Have a close look at that. There is our NVMe drive. Nice and simple. There is the Gelid cooler. The black Frore? 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 I don't know. Whatever. We've got the Cylon 700 watt, 80 plus rated. Actually, did I say that was bronze? I might have been lying. I got a feeling it's just actually just 80 plus because it meets 80 plus bronze in the UK, but not in America because of the way the power efficiency runs. So where are we? I did print this out before actually. Yeah, it meets 85% in the UK and EU, but not in America. So it gets basically an 80 plus white label, but effectively if you're using one in the UK, it's a bronze. But yeah, it's difficult for them to split. So anyway, there you go. Motherboard wise, £15 bought us the legend that is the MSI Pro Series B450M Pro dash M2 Max. Max edition. How can they call that a Max edition? It's a B450M Pro. It's got the grace and sophistication of well, something that isn't particularly graceful at all. Anyway, let's get on with this. So I'm going to put the bits and pieces together first of all. So let's give you the overhead camera for that. You should be able to see that okay, and hopefully it's not too dark. There's some weird stuff going on here with the screen. Is it tearing now? No? Yeah, it is a little bit. I'm not sure what it is. There's something going on with OBS doing some screen tearing shenanigans. So anyway, you get the idea. Now the processor I've actually put on the board already because it was like an OEM processor. I didn't come with any cooler, hence why we're using the Gelid one. And yeah, I've left the processor in there because the fact the pins were pretty bad. I didn't want to kind of jiggle it around too much just in case, but anyway, there you go. So you can see that is the board. So we haven't got a lot going on here. We've only got a 4-phase VRM, which is, yeah, not brilliant. Only 2 RAM slots, so that is the reason why we went with 16 gigs rather than 8 gigs. You could have gone with 8 gigs to get up and running for your gaming system, but realistically, RAM is pretty low now. We could have saved £25 roughly with a 8 gig pair, but then if you want to upgrade later, basically you're throwing your RAM away to upgrade it. We do have easy debug LEDs, which is always a nice thing to see. We like those a lot, and obviously if anything goes wrong, it's quite handy. There is a distinct lack of headers on here for fans, which is another reason why this is actually brilliant, the case is going into, because realistically we only need one header, which is for the CPU. The fans themselves take care of themselves anyway. So NVMe slot, we've only got one. That takes SATA drives and NVMe, so you could swap out for a larger SATA drive if that was cheaper. In terms of I/O, not a great deal going on there, but we've got a reasonable amount of USB, 6 there. Also, you've got gigabit Ethernet, you've got your AC892 audio, and got HDMI output, which we won't be using, obviously. VGA and DVI-D, should you wish to use it, and those keyboard and mouse ports, which just really won't die. Anyway, not a bad little board. Yes, Kath?
Oh, you might have had to do it. So 1000 series means no Windows 11?
No, bizarrely, I've actually run this with Windows 11. Windows 11 works fine on it, which is not supposed to. Now, I think I've found a way of actually getting around that, and the easiest way of doing it is get a drive installed on a system which has a TPM or secure boot type chip, then just take the drive out and put it into another motherboard, and it just works, which is what I've done with this, because that had a Windows 11 installation on it, and I put it in here, and it basically booted up. It didn't ask for any updates or anything at all. It just literally worked. So that was very, very happy days. What's the picture quality like? Is everyone happy? Is this working okay? Is it visible? It looks okay on the screen. It looks could be a little bit brighter actually. Kath, sorry, would you mind putting that light on? Or do you want me to do it?
On.
Yeah, so I can do it. Actually, I should have asked Google to do it. There we go. Is that a little bit better? The light isn't particularly good on the overhead. I'm going to have to address that in some way, putting one over the top. Actually, that's not a bad idea. You can have a light up there shining down. That would be much better, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Kath's like, yeah, whatever. You bloody idiot. Right, let's get this NVMe drive installed.
Come out that way.
It did, yeah. Your face gave it away there. We went from non-fussed to you're an idiot and it all happened very quickly.
Sounds...
Cat D, sorry, Cat D. D-Cat says, looks fine. Yep, can't complain. Pretty good image. Thank you very much. Looks better than you think, Mike. All right, okay. Excellent. So, yeah, that is in okay.
Mike?
Yes.
Could you help me with some PSU advice?
Can I help with some PSU advice? Yes. Possibly. Maybe. What do you want to know?
Don't know.
Right. Oh, Plat Plus, what GPU has this got? It has got the legend that is the EVGA GTX 660 3GB version. Covered in cat's hairs. Wonder why that would be. Bloody cats. Anyway, moving on. So that is the processor. I'm going to see if I can take the processor out, see if it'll go out. Calf, you might have to get the tweezers on the go. Actually, it went quite all right. So there's the processor. You can just about see, if I move it on some of the angles, you might just be able to pick out the pins glistening a bit where they're slightly off. Down in this corner, there's a few which are still a little bit off.
Cat's hairs on my hair.
Cats.
Molten a bit today.
Is this going to fall back in the slot nicely? Yes. I think. Yeah, that's in. If you're unsure, just a little bit of pressure, lower it down. Happy days. So let's get some thermal goop on this thing. So thermal goop is one of those things which is down to the individual, really. Actually, being that it is a Gelid cooler, let's go through and use the GC Pro. So this is the mounting kit it comes with. So you've got Intel set up in there. It comes with a little syringe of the GC Pro. If you can see that. Probably won't focus on it. And where is my spatula? Oh, this is where I have to look in here for the spatula. It's in here somewhere. There we go. Oh, don't forget, we have just had the new stock in of the Mike's Unboxing multifunction pen with all the tools inside. So we've just had those come in. So for all those of you that have had them on back order, they'll be shipped out in the next couple of days. If you want to get them in before Christmas, obviously, yeah, now is the time to do it. There's only, I think, after the back order's gone out, there's probably going to be less than 50. So yeah, get your orders in quick if you want one of those. Anyway.
You regooped the GTX 660.
I have regooped the GTX 660, yeah, that was a necessity. So, GC Pro, we're going to do a little blobette. This stuff's actually quite runny, as you can probably see from there. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to spread it out. Now, let's see if I can get a good angle on this and then zoom you in. You can tell the camera is like just suspended from the ceiling. Literally is attached to the ceiling. There's actually an old skirting board which we found at my work, and
so you can see why a new light up there wouldn't make much difference.
So a new light up there isn't going to make any difference at all, because it's still going to look absolutely shocking. So that is an old piece of skirting board attached to an actual camera thing designed for for hanging projectors on, actually, technically. Anyway, I digress. So using the plastic spatula, just going to spread this goop around. Now actually, I know this is going to be triggering some of you, and if it is, I do apologise. But this actually is, it's therapeutic as hell, but it does actually seem to get good results. And some of you are probably thinking, well, there's going to be peaks and troughs in that because you're not going to have it perfectly flat, which is absolutely right. But the thing is, the cooler actually, when it goes down, actually presses out a lot of this, which makes it then flat.
Okay.
Yeah.
The PSU question. I bought a 600 XT.
Yeah.
Today, and then I realised I didn't have an 8-pin PSU, so I need a new one. But it says recommended.
Oh, right.
Is it a 500 watt, or shall I go for a higher watt, because I know games recommend GFX cards?
Yeah, go for a 650. It depends on what the rest of the system is, really. but I'd say a 650 gold is probably the sweet spot in terms of price and availability and stuff at the moment. If you're not sure, wait till, well, depends how long or how quickly you need it, but Black Friday is literally kind of moments away. So it might be worth waiting for some deals. I'm sure there's going to be some power supply deals on Black Friday. I'd be amazed if it wasn't.
You should be using your fingers.
I should be using my sausages, I should be. I'm not gonna. Obviously, please remove before installation. Don't get caught out. Don't do what Mike does. You can see I've actually used it already. I have been testing this actually, and it's pretty decent. So, nice little cooler actually. Cooler. It's got the Gelid Cylon 9 PWM fan on there. And it's only a dual pipe, but realistically for this sort of processor it doesn't need to be much more than that. The Ryzen 3 1200 is base clock is 3.1 gigahertz. I think the max boost is something like 3.4, 3.5. But I actually managed to get this overclocked with this cooler on this board up to, well, over 4 gigahertz on all cores. And I was quite impressed with that. And it didn't really take anything other than just going into the BIOS and going, multipliers. All done. Absolutely great. So with this, you don't have to take the fan off or anything like that. You can just clip it on. So I'm going to hook this over the back. Get that kind of lined up. And then just going to roll it down. A little bit of pressure. And there we go. How simple is that? Absolutely perfect.
Will this run Windows 11?
Yes, it will run Windows 11. There we go. There's the, hopefully you can see the mountains there. So yeah, that's all gone well. How simple was that? That was just unbelievably good. Now I'm going to unbunch this because I will be, look at the cable on that. It's almost reaching the camera. It's huge. That is probably, that's a good 16 inches I reckon. Oh, look at that, 16-inch rule. And the cable is just, well, it's about 18, I suppose. Not bad, commentator's eye. So we're going to plug that into the CPU fan header. And let's zoom me back out. Manual zoom, what is wrong with the world?
Jan will not run a Windows 11, the 1200 is not on the list.
Dutch Jan, you are wrong, it does, and that's Windows 11 on there. What can I tell you? You're right, it isn't on the list, but it does work. And it actually works quite well. And in fact, when you see the video review of the cooler, you'll see it's on Windows 11. Actually, no, you won't. You won't actually see it, but you get the idea. Right, now the camera's moved now. Is that better? Come on, is that moved? Yeah, oh no. Why is it not moving? Stupid thing. That's when the whole thing falls off the bloody ceiling. That'll be fun. Anyway, when all of you that are asking about does what runs on Windows 11, basically, if you get past the installer, everything runs on Windows 11. The only thing which stops you installing Windows 11 is in the actual installation routine. So if you install or start the installation with a different chip and then swap it out, it works fine.
Ethan just watched your CX packing video. Bought a Ryzen 5 1600 from CX and it arrived wrapped in cling film in a box.
Wow, they're not great.
Why
CX.
would you run Windows 11?
Well, there's not really a good reason for running Windows 11, but there's not really a good reason for not running it. It seems to run okay on the majority of platforms, give or take, and eventually it's going to be something that we all kind of end up using. XPG Gamix D10 RAM, nice heat spreaders there. I kind of thought these looked good because the design choice of the actual heat sinks kind of ties in with the motherboard a little bit, because you've got mostly black and chrome, and these are kind of black and chrome. I don't know if that works or not really, but let's zoom in a bit more. So yeah, anyway, there you go. That is what we got. So open up the arms there, and we'll put the first one in. This is not easy to do on this angle, I'll be honest with you.
internet connection keeps buffering every few minutes, but I think mine's alright.
Yeah, anyone else experiencing that? There you go, there's the RAM installed, nice and easy. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Nope, all fine here, but no buffering from me. Yep, awesome, excellent stuff. Right, I think that's it. We're done for the motherboard, aren't we? So let's move over to the case, and we'll put the case together now. Actually, I better clear some room because the case is going to take up a bit of room here. So yeah, everyone's doing okay. Yeah, everyone's doing good. It's Saturday night. What's there not to like about Saturday night? Other than Mike's unboxing on the TV. Well, not the TV. You know what I mean. The worst thing about using a spreader...
says it streams as smooth as they're dancing.
Nice one. The worst thing about using the spreader is the fact that you also then get paste on the spreader, which you've got to do something with. So I'm going to end up probably wiping that over myself at some point in the near future. Let's clear some space here. So what's people's thoughts on the new Intel 12th gen? Are you excited for it? Are you going to buy it? Are you going to get some DDR5 RAM and bankrupt yourself for the sake of a 10 to 20% performance increase? I don't think so. I cannot see me... I'm interested to see what you lot think, because I've been watching videos about it over the last couple of days, as most of us have. And I've got to be honest with you, although the numbers do appear to be impressive, and price-wise for the individual processor, it does in theory seem like a particularly good deal. But electric shock's out of the way. But I don't think the platform makes sense yet. I think it's still way too expensive. Maybe when we get some cheaper motherboards come out. I think at the moment the cheapest motherboard I looked at today here in the UK was based on DDR4, which was the Gigabyte, I think it was the UD4 DDR4. And it just didn't seem, I don't know. I'm not too sure. I think they are definitely good chips, although they do run a little bit on the warm side when they're under full load, but then they are giving you a lot of performance, so who knows. I think I probably won't be adopting one of them anytime soon.
The dove from above?
The dove from above. Where's the dove from above? Right. Really random review says my 3600 says no. Computer says no Windows 10. You don't need it. Dutch Jan says cheap Intel boards where? Well, not cheap, but cheap-ish. Right, back to the main camera. So for those...
It's quite high up now.
I can't do the dove from above. So this is the Aerocool. This is the Atomic, sent to us by Bob. Thank you, Bob. And I wanted to put something a little bit better in here, really. I was thinking the 5600G, but then thinking about it, this whole PC is going to be effectively put together for, I don't know, 30, 40 pounds more than the processor alone would cost. And if you think about it, the performance isn't going to be that dissimilar. Obviously for Windows tasks there is going to be a bit of a difference, but actually in gaming it might even be faster, which is actually quite astonishing that you can build an entire PC for about £300, which is going to be as fast or possibly even faster than an individual processor that you can buy off the shelf. It's insanity, it really is. Anyway, let's get this thing stripped down and we'll start putting some bits and pieces in. Now we've got the Aerocool power supply on there, which obviously says Aerocool on the side in massive letters. Do you think it's a good idea to actually put something over it so we don't see that it says Aerocool on there? Or the fact that this is obviously an Aerocool case, do we just wing it and make do with it? I've got some carbon fibre wrap here so I could go through and actually cover that sticker up. Let me know what you think in the comments. Oh Lord, the side panel's gone on the floor. They all go down on the floor, unfortunately. Kath gets very upset about the whole thing.
Could you wheel into it on that
I do. The stool's got wheels on it, so I wheel into it because I just don't
true.
think, and I just get on with it. And it all ends up in tears. What say? Wing it, wing it, wing it. Just throw it in, lol. Okay, let's just throw it in. Someone just said there, does anyone think that the GTX 980 is worth buying now? Well, that is a little bit of an open-ended question. It's like saying, is a GTX 1070 worth buying now? You have to put it in context of how much you can buy it for. If you can buy it for a good price, then it's certainly worth buying. If you're not buying it for a good price, then no, it's probably not worth buying. So put context into it. So this is a power supply, Cylon 500 watt. We've got these, we've actually got a lot of cabling on here, but we can deal with that pretty easily. So let's just slot that into the back here. I'm going to put it in actually, but I am going to do a couple of additional videos on this setup, because obviously it's coming up to Christmas and people are going to be after slightly cheaper PCs, so it actually makes pretty good content and people seem to enjoy the videos on the cheaper stuff. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. Do some benchmarks on it. I'm not going to be able to do any benchmarks tonight. I'll probably be able to, I think I can fire it up. If I connect the HDMI cable to there, I can probably show you that it actually works, and show you it with Windows 11, which I think some of you are still possibly in disbelief about. But it's true, believe me. I wouldn't lie about it. I've got no reason to lie about it running Windows 11. It's not big or clever, kids. In fact, it probably would be better with Windows 10. So far, actually, people that have been asking for PCs and that want PCs built, no one's actually specifically said, can you build a PC with Windows 11? No one's actually asked yet. They've all asked for PCs because people want PCs for Christmas. Their kids want a PC because they were going to get PlayStation 5 and they're still ridiculously expensive, and that's if you can even get one. So yeah, people have been asking, but no one's actually mentioned Windows 11.
But most people that have been asking don't build their own, do they? So they probably don't know it exists.
Yeah, most of the people that ask actually just don't actually care. So power supply's in, that's nice and simple, and there's not actually a great deal of wiring we need on this, because the built-in fans on this, if you haven't seen already, this is all kind of like an integrated RGB system. So literally to power both the fans and to get the lighting to work, all we need is a single Molex connector, which, yeah, I suppose in terms of the fact that this power supply rather, is not modular, I guess it's actually probably a good thing, because it means that there's one cable that we can actually use, which otherwise would be very lonely. What am I doing here? So that is right. I like it that they've cable managed all this stuff out of the way already. That is pretty cool. I like those little clips as well. They seem to work alright. Ideally you want the smaller cables in first and the bigger ones on top to keep it from moving around too much. There is actually a pass-through cable as well for addressable RGB. We don't have addressable RGB on this motherboard, so that's another cable which we can actually get rid of, and I'll get rid of that now because we're not going to use it. And if I put it somewhere so it's not totally out of the way, if at some point I want to put another board in here, then I can go ahead and do that. Although the way things are going, probably I'm going to end up selling this PC at some point, because someone's going to come around at Christmas. They can come around Christmas Eve and they'll be like, Mike, I need a PC for tomorrow. Like, okay, which one do you want? Have a look around. It's going to happen. I feel it in my water. Much like Wet 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 did.
I bought a used RTX 3080
Right.
Logic's Gaming White Edition this week for €1,450.
1,000, that's a lot of euros. But if you like it, hey, why not? Spend the money, enjoy it. Sounds like you've got yourself a decent PC there. And you probably spend that on the graphics card. Right, let's get the motherboard in now. Oh, actually, IO shield. Don't want to do that rookie error, which happens all the time. Oh, I forgot I had that on the screen still. Yeah, rookie error, don't install. Oh, actually that Cylon logo does look a bit crap, doesn't it?
Get the old stuff out.
Get the old stuff. The old, yeah. I might have to. I might live with it. I might not. Let's see how it goes.
I might be too lazy to get it out.
I might be too lazy, and I might do it in a short. That'd be pretty cool. Try and do it in 60 seconds. Yeah, what I agree with Mark there. He says if it's worth it to you, Stuart, it's worth it. Yes. Anything, that is always the way. Look at people who buy collectors' cars, vehicles and that. They, sometimes people will buy something which is an absolute shed, which realistically nobody wants, but because they like it and it's what they want, they'll pay the money for it. And that is what it was all about. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder, I think they say. Let's push that in. Oh god, that's tight in there.
What's a good CPU with an RX 580?
Good CPU with RX 580. Well, to be honest with you, anything really. Any of the modern Ryzens, even the first generation is fine with it. I would say probably, if I was going to pair with an RX 580, probably a Ryzen 5 2600, maybe a 2700, somewhere around that region, or maybe a 3600. I probably wouldn't go down much lower than that. But weirdly, I actually did try this with a 1060 in it, which 1060 and 580s are kind of in the spitting distance of each other. And actually with a 1060 in here, this still does run really nicely, even with that Ryzen 3 1200. So it's not really all about the cores and the performance. It is starting to get more and more as it comes down to the graphics card itself and how much the graphics card is going to take the weight off the system. A lot of games now are pretty much GPU bound. Things like CSGO, obviously still quite CPU bound to some extent. And there's clearly other titles, Formula 1 I think, even though I don't play it, but I think from what I can tell that is relatively CPU bound. Let's see what thread these screws are. So these are the fine thread screws. So they don't put all the mountings in. Actually, do I need to put the additional block bars in on this? I'm not sure if I do. 1, 2... No, only need 6, so no more to put in.
Can we put Poppy asleep on the top on it and see if you can build it without waking her?
No. That's not going to happen. She would wake. Oh, and there's the blinding lights. I'm going to put these standoffs in the case just so that when the time comes, I know they're actually in there and I haven't already lost them.
Super chat.
Thank you for the super chat. That is from somebody, I can tell. Who sent that? That is from Ragbir Singh. Thank you very much. Says, hello sir, love from India. Where's my mouse gone? There it is. There we go. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Lots of love to India. India is one of those countries which I've kind of always wanted to visit, but I guess nowadays that is probably not going to be such an easy thing to do. Kath was in a little bit of a daze there. She didn't notice the flish flashy lights had stopped. Bless her.
I'm babysitting again though.
Yeah, why are you babysitting, not your daughter? Anyway, moving on. But yeah, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Actually, I didn't even see how much it was. I'm so rude. That is 40. I don't know what that sign is. It's probably best I don't know, but thank you so much. Yeah, India looks like quite a fascinating country. So we've currently got over 100 concurrent viewers watching the BBB, building a PC. Hopefully you're all having a good Saturday evening. For those of you that are, Saturday evening. For some of you...
Those that tune in tomorrow.
For those that tune in tomorrow, this is in black and white. Sorry, that was from a... back in the day, in the 80s, some of us had black and white television, so if you had a bit of money, you had a colour TV, but quite often you'd have an additional TV somewhere in the house, a small black and white portable TV, maybe a 14-inch or 13-inch screen, which had like a tuning dial on it, because that's basically how we tune TVs in. And there was a snooker match on one day, and they were explaining it, and obviously snooker is based on like coloured snooker balls, so depending which one you pot is how many points you get.
Yellow and pink were really hard.
And you could never really tell in black and white because of the tonal differences. You couldn't really tell what ball was which unless it was actually in its position in the D or on the table itself. And I remember a commentator said something like, and he's about to go for such and such, which is the one next to the blue if you're watching in black and white. And it's like, I don't know which one the blue is because this is still in black and white and they weren't on their spot. So yeah, sorry, I digress. But it was, at the time it was funnier. And it was a big thing. All the newspapers were kind of reported on it because it was quite a funny thing. There's another £10 from Stuart Cleary. Thank you, Stuart. It says, have a beer, Mike. Go on. Go on, go on, go on. Stuart, was that you on your Facebook pictures? I did post a comment on one of your pictures and I wasn't sure if it was you or not. You're standing in the corner holding a beer looking slightly worse for wear, or at least you seem to be getting worse for wear. I don't know if you were or not. But yeah, if that was you, that was pretty cool. Right, so let's put the motherboard in. Let's go to the overhead camera. And I'm going to jack myself up on this little stool.
Knocking over the glass.
Oh, knocking over the tempered glass. And putting a couple of wheels into the, the side of it. Right, so motherboard-wise, motherboards are generally quite an easy thing to do to put in. So ideally, you want to try and get this section here to line up with the I/O shield, and there's also little tags on the back of the I/O shield which you should have probably already bent up a little bit. So what you want to do is like a scooping motion, so you're kind of dropping down and in like that. So lining up.
What chip are you using again?
GTX 660, and this is not easy to do on camera, so this may take a couple of attempts before it goes in naturally. And also there's a cable in the way, but actually, there we go. I think that is actually, that has lined up first time. Happy days. So we'll get a screw in. We'll do a central screw first of all. Try and get it lined up. Sadly, this this case doesn't have any of those little pillars which kind of rise up a little bit, which help you out in this situation.
One good marshmallow. Greetings from Norway.
Hello, marshmallow person from Norway.
Do you want beer now?
Yeah, go on then, please. If you find when you're doing up motherboard screws that the screw doesn't go in first time, then if you loosen it off again and then screw again, you should find it goes in perfect. And this one's actually going to be a little bit more difficult, so let's get our magic torch.
You are Jamie.
Jamie! Right, this is magnetic, believe it or not, but I've got nowhere actually magnetic to... There's not a lot of metal there.
You said it wrong. For the benefit of those watching in black and white, the brown ball is the one next to the blue.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Thank you. Who said that, Mick?
Yeah.
Thanks, Mick. Oh, why is that screw not going in very well now?
It's because you've got your magic torch. You're using your screwdriver or your torch for it.
Oh, that's the standoff coming up with the screw. Have I put the wrong screw in there? I better that I have. Right, let's just give it a little bit more extra torque. There we go. That ain't going anywhere. Paul Lamont, whispering Ted Low, and for those of you who are watching in black and white, the pink is next to the green. Oh dear. It's funny how these things kind of just tickle your humour.
Torque is cheap.
Torque is cheap. Oh, I didn't check to see actually if those screws in the bottom are in the right places. In theory they should be, because it's a micro ATX case. They'd be pretty hard pressed to do it wrong in a micro ATX case, wouldn't they? But this is the last one. So if this is in the wrong place, I've got to take them all back out again. I can't believe I didn't check that. And that went in very, very easily. So that is the board in. And we've actually got a lot of room in there, we really have. Right, let's kill that light. Don't need that anymore. And I suppose we can do a little bit of cable management. So let's go back onto the main camera. There we go. So yeah, there you can see everything is going rather nicely. Let's lower myself down. Where's my handle? Oh, there it is.
Where's your spout?
So power cable wise, what have we got? We have got our 4+4. So we'll stick that through the top, which isn't the easiest to... I did think actually with this case that you maybe would have to take those apart and actually to get them to plug in. But that actually was very simple. Like me, very simple. That's gone in well. Let's pull that through there. So right about now I'm regretting the sausage and beans for tea. So the best thing to do if you have sausage and beans for tea is to wash it down with some Newcastle brown ale, which is semi-tepid.
Oh, so I made that sausage bean pie, didn't I? Newcastle ale as a
You did?
rolling pin.
Cool, yeah, I'm going to suffer tomorrow. Well, I won't, Mitch will. Cheers everybody, and cheers Bob. Yeah, again, a Bob gift. You guys are too kind, you really are. That's that one. This is actually going to be a really neat little build. Even with my left-handedness throwing a spanner into the works. So what else have we got here? So we've got our front I/O.
How much is that case, and greetings from Geordieland?
Hello from Geordieland, and this case is currently $44.99 on Amazon.
Let me show you some toe beans. Oh, she's woken up now.
Oh, you've woken up the toe bean. Right, where is the USB 3 on this bad boy? Oh, it's in a bloody awful place. Right. So let's go USB 3 over there. And see if we can get that through there. So I'm going to poke the cables pretty much all the way through just to give us a bit of flex. We've got our HD audio. So that's going to go over that side as well. And what else have we got? We've got our front I/O connectors. And that is going to go in here.
One good marshmallow's going.
Thanks for stopping by, One Good Marshmallow. Hopefully there's many more marshmallows. Mellow. It's all the same thing, isn't it? Oh, what's Siri doing now? Go away. Stupid person. Right, what have we got here? So that's going to be up there. That's going to be up there. So that can go over the top of there. That's good. When you're doing cable management, it's always good to kind of figure out in your mind where the cables roughly are going to go. Gives you a bit of a fighting chance. This one's quite a long cable for the 24 pin, so I'm going to just stick that in there. Nice. A little bit of a overhang because of the gap between the motherboard and the cutout there. I don't think there's really a great deal I can do about that.
Just built their rig in this case and loving it.
Oh, excellent. It's a nice little case. I said in the kind of the unboxing, and also I think I said it in... Did I unbox it in last week's stream? Can't remember if I did or not. Can't remember last week.
I think you did.
I think I did actually, yeah. And it was one of those things where I said it was one of those cases which was kind of on my periphery, and I wasn't overly kind of... I don't know, I wasn't overly keen on it. And I couldn't work out why. There was a reason for it, and I couldn't work out why. And I thought it was originally because of the fans and the whole lack of an RGB controller and stuff. And especially with a 200mm fan on the front, those are an absolute ball ache to replace for PWM ones, and they cost an absolute fortune. They're really hard to get hold of. And even Aerocool do a replacement one, which is just like a Molex connector version with, I believe, static RGB. And that's like 15-20 quid. And it's not that good. So, yes. Anyway, I digress. Right, I've got to plug that in there. So I'm not going to be able to get the graphics card in before I put in the I/O panel stuff, because being this is micro ATX, everything is right at the bottom here. Oh, that didn't. Oh no, I think I may have bent some USB 3 pins there. That's never good. Did I? Did I not? No, I didn't. I'm good. Why is that not going in there? Oh, I have bent a bastard pin. Shit, shit, shit. And double shit. Right. Let's see if I can. I might be alright. I might be alright. I might have got it. This would be ideal stuff to film, but I don't think I'm going to get a camera and my sausage fingers in here.
Be quick, because Pop is on the loose.
Actually, I can't see if I've bent that right or not. How many pins is there supposed to be? Oh, come on. Be good. Alright, I think that still needs to come over. Oh, that is a rookie error right there. Although it might have been bent already, which might be why it was returned. I didn't even check it.
Although I told you to, because the last one.
Kath did tell me to check it, yeah. And I think I even said in the video to make sure you check them. Actually, it looks like there's a pin missing. No, it's not. I think I've rescued it.
Bang!
Don't. Right, let's go in that side first. No, it's not liking that at all. Kath, I might need either glasses or something. Right, where's my phone? I'm going to take a picture and zoom in, because these are tiny. For those of you who are wondering what the hell I'm doing, it's basically USB 3 headers. They're 20 pin. This one's only got 19. Where's the camera? Let's see if I can take a picture of this. Where's the picture button? There he is. Right. Let me see if I can show you this. To me, that looks okay. So there we go. Can you see that? Anyone spot any problems? It looks like there's a pin missing at the bottom, or is there supposed to be a pin missing there? What's the consent?
Left.
Well, that pin's missing.
I don't know. Someone's put Dutch jump at left. No, all fine.
Is there supposed to be one missing in that corner? That looks like there's missing. It looks like there's a hole there, but no pin. What are they saying, Kath?
That looks normal. There's a pin missing there.
Yeah, I thought there was on the end.
That looks normal. There's a pin missing there. Oh, so that's the same message. It's supposed to be missing from 3.0 header.
Right.
Look at the other part.
Yeah, the other part has got all of the bits in it. Sorry, Kath, can you do the focus thing again? Poppy, out of the way. Oh, and don't go for the cables, you swine. So those actually look okay. Maybe it needs to be a little bit higher.
Pops.
Those look okay.
Where's your toys?
Let's try that again.
Let's go take you up to your mum.
They either go in first time or they don't. Let's have a look at the chat, see what you're getting. Left pin looks a little low. Okay, yeah. One by itself is the one that always bends, yeah. Android photos for the win. What's this? Look at the case connector. Yeah, well, there isn't actually a missing. Oh God, there isn't actually a missing pin on the connector. Well, it is, but it seems to be in the opposite place. Hang on. Yeah, that's in the opposite place. So bottom. No, that is right. Yeah, there is a missing thing. So that is right.
Confirm pin out has one pin missing.
Right, excellent. So what? There is a pin missing, or?
There's meant to be.
I thought there was. And this connector definitely has something blocking that, so it's just the fact that I'm being an idiot, I think.
Top left pin is bent down a bit.
Top left. Yeah, that's the one I did just bend back. Oh dear. These things do happen at the most opportune moments.
Should be a square block that stops you putting the USB 3.0 cable incorrectly.
Yeah, there's a notch as well on the top. There we go. Yay! It's gone in. With, I think it was just basically the plastics on the USB plug were a little bit on, let's say, the snug side. But that's gone in there now. Happy days. Oh dear. Thank you, Matthew Day. Thank you, all chat. Yeah, we had a bit of bendy wendy going on there. Oh dear. Right. What else can I ruin? Let's try the HD audio. That's always fun. So that is in the top corner, and there is a pin missing in the top. Yep, that's gone in nice and easy. No fuss, which is always good. And I like the fact that Aerocool have actually labelled up all of these nicely, so even if you're somewhat sort of optically challenged like myself, you can still read it very easily. Doesn't mean I'm going to put them necessarily in the right places, but certainly they are legible. So, reset switch on the bottom. Doopy-doo. Come on.
It was beer made it work.
It was the beer. I think who was that? There was a band that said about that. If the drugs don't work, they just make it worse. Not sure what the band was though.
I do remember. The Verve.
The Verve. Are they still going?
No.
I haven't listened to the radio or the TV for so many years. It's actually quite nice when you don't actually listen to the news or watch the TV or radio and stuff like that. Cheers, Tristan. Because you just don't know what is going on in the world, and you can be
nice.
You can be in a nice little happy bubble where kind of certain things which are going on in the world don't exist if you don't watch the media. It's quite good. It's
that song was in 1999 and they are right.
Yeah, the drugs don't work, they just make it worse. They certainly do in my case. Right, let's pull these out. Now with these snap out or punch out PCI Express tabs, really you want to do this before you actually start, because quite often you'll find that there's probably going to be a capacitor or something in the way. But if you're careful, you can bend out the first bit and you can just get enough wiggle on it to make it work. So unlike the drugs, that did work. Actually, we shouldn't say the D word because we'll get demonetized just for saying it. Because in case you hadn't noticed, YouTube are bastards. So I shouldn't say that either. That's derogatory against YouTube on their own platform. Bless them. I love them really. Graphics card in.
Card.
Card is a EVGA GTX 660 3GB version. For those of you that have not asked or seen already.
We've got this other one.
Oh, that's Bob, isn't it? That's
No, it's not.
It's not Bob though. All right, O'Reilly, thank you for £5. Let's all live in Mub. No news, happy bubble. It's bloody wonderful. It's not until I actually go outside the house, which these days is becoming a more and more rare occasion, that you work out that there's actually stuff going on in the world. Although I might have to go outside to go to the bloody opticians. I have actually got glasses, but I don't wear them.
Do you want me to get them?
No. Because everyone, I think I look like Harry Hill or someone like that.
Alan Carr.
Alan Carr, all the usual ones. Oi, specky twats, it'll be.
Ugly Betty.
Ugly Betty, I don't look like... Stop it! Ugly Bob. Here's bloody Ugly Bob. What's the graphics card and how many fan headers does it have? And Stuart Cleary said £5. Yeah, what O'Reilly said. Oh, he's did that twice. It's going to cost you a fortune. It is. What did O'Reilly say again? Yeah, let's all live in Mub World. Mub World's great. We are a... The only thing going on in Mub World at the moment is GPU shortages, which suck.
Pin straight in.
And pin straight in, which is a little bit
I think it's broken the thing.
problematic. See, too many super chats have broken the thing, so the drugs didn't work, and now the super chats don't. Oh, it did. Well done. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Right, let's see if I can pull that back through there. Oh, that's another rookie error I've made there, isn't it? Because that cable doesn't really want to go around there. Oh, it's a shame there's not a little cutout there. Just the cable in, that would be nice. That's going to be right on the fan there. Oh, who's that? Ugly Bob. Says, put your solar flares on. Get your solar flares on, ladies and gents. It's party time. Right, I think I'm going to take that cable back out of there because it is actually making my head ache. My head ache?
Swing those pants.
I would swing those pants.
Is that Poppy I see?
Markovsky says, if you tolerate this, your children will be next. Manic Street Preachers, very apt. Yes, I think it already is. Thank you, Bob. Oh, Poppy, no, go away. No kitty, he's a bad kitty, my papa. Oh, God's sake. This would have been good if this was a modular power supply. So I could pull that bit out now. There we go. Got it. Got him. Right. Let's go in through the front hole.
No, you're not fighting the flame.
So you do go through the front. Oh, that's not going to look as nice as I want it to if it goes in there though. We'll go over the top. Oh, too many decisions to be made. Poppy, that is 240 volts AC current. You will turn into a crispy pancake very quickly. You probably won't care much. You probably won't remember much. Don't pull the stream cable out. Damn it.
Poppy, calm down.
Ah! Man, that cat's got some serious claws.
It's like living with razor wire everywhere, isn't it?
Poppy, calm down, you lunatic. You always get like this time of night.
Tired and silly.
Right, I'm just going to tie that around there, because otherwise this is going to... Oh, what's Poppy done with all the cable ties now? Poppy! Poppy! Ouch, that hurt.
Have you got that?
Have you got the cable ties? No, it's just the way my trousers hang. There. There goes the glass panel. It's only a matter of time. Oh, it's just all falling apart now. We started off really well and things were going quite good. Up until the point of...
There's definitely no kittens.
Do you want me to do the operation now? Get out of the way?
Oh, there's no kittens harm making this video.
No kit.
Just a move.
Yeah.
Poppy.
Poppy, go away, you lunatic. Even if I did have hair, I would be pulling it out right now. Oh, bless her. She is cute, although getting less cute as days go on.
Flame will vouch for that. She's fighting it.
Yeah, Flame will quite happily agree with that. I think he wants to set fire to her. Although don't set fire to cats. It's not good. Why is that not fitting on there? Oh, there we go. Oh, dear Lord. Wouldn't you just love to spend half an hour in this house? You would, you'd get some laughter lines, that's for sure. And relax. Calm down, cat. Jump up, calf. I just want to plugging the things in. Please, people, please stop it. Damn it. I'll tell you what, my leg is hurting now. No, don't look at the lights. Don't. You're making her all hyper. God's sake. Don't. No, don't look at the lights. She's not calmed. My blood pressure's going through the roof. Right, that does look absolute rubbish. And it's now covering up the GTX part. Oh dear. British noob that was says, come on Poppy, destroy something. Oh dear. I1 or LLL1. Quick question, what do you do with the builds after you build them? Do you sell them off? Yeah, quite often they get sold off Facebook Marketplace to locals or friends, family, whatever, viewers. These days it's so expensive to actually ship a PC anywhere that it's kind of like, if you're local, it's cool. If you're not local, well, yeah, it's less cool.
Is this case wider than normal?
Yes, it is wider than normal. It's got a little bit of depth to it.
Mucky muck. Is it?
Right, so from the back side now.
Subscribe for the kitten content.
Yeah, there's lots of kitty content. Let's be real about that. Right, so this is going to be, I can cable manage that to there, that's fine. I might not get too carried away with cable management, to be honest with you, although I do want to do something about that one there. Quick tip, if you've got one of these little push throughs and they're hard to get the cable ties around because the angle, just do the simple thing of bending it, put a bend in your cable tie, and then do another bend straight after it, and then you'll get like a fishing hook. So then you just hook it round. Ow, bloody cat! And hook it right there. Your claws are getting ridiculously sharp. Can you stop that? Although it does help if you can actually see what you're doing.
The computer that you are building, how many FPS can Fortnite go?
FPS on Fortnite with this, I don't know, in Far Cry New Dawn, it was getting 55, 60 frames at 1080p at low settings. So Fortnite in competitive mode or low spec mode, probably, I don't know, 150, maybe more.
Is your accent Gloucestershire?
Close. Very close.
Bob says it's South Wales.
It's, yeah.
Pops, calm down. Calm down.
Oh dear Lord. Poppy, not on the streaming capture card. Lunatic, you are.
She's proper crazy.
She has like had some catnip. Stop climbing everything. Alright, stay up there, that's fine.
proper babysitter.
She does need a proper babysitter, whoever said that.
On a Saturday night, I'll look after the kitten.
Yeah. Please let us keep the kitten. I'll look after it, honest. Yeah, like how he bloody will. Kittens are for every day, not just for Sunday. Right, I'm going to bundle this cable up because we, well, don't need it.
Wants her to have some catnip on live stream. We could do
I don't think you'd notice any difference, to be fair. I really don't think you'd notice any difference at all. The cat is a lunatic. She's got way too much energy. And we're the poor grandparents. We're just left holding the cat. We're too old to be doing this at our age. We're too old to be doing this at our age. I'm sure grammatically there's ways I could have said that better. Right, that is going to be tucked in under there because I'm kind of losing the wheel.
How much is the build going to be worth when you use the bill?
Well, it's basically going to be worth what the I think it's the price in the list in PC Part Picker, kind of around about the £300 mark, is kind of realistically what it would cost to build. Thereabouts. You might be able to do it a little bit cheaper, you might pay a little bit more. I would probably, it's a lot of it, I'll be honest with you, a lot of this for this particular video and probably the subsequent videos on this is essentially is clickbait. I'm being honest, it is clickbait. It's basically a gaming PC for £300, woo! It is technically a PC which can play games and it is roughly £300, but there's definitely things that I would probably recommend swapping out or changing just for kind of your own sanity, really, going further down. Things like the SSD, the NVMe is only 256, so probably you're going to get Windows and maybe 1 or 2 games on there if you're lucky, because of how big games are nowadays. So really you're going to end up having to put another hard drive in or another SSD, either a bigger SSD to start with to make life easier, or add in like a 1 terabyte hard disk drive. They're pretty inexpensive, but still it's an extra like 10, 15, 20 pounds or something.
What can you run on it? Like at least on 60 frames per second?
Pretty much most games will run 60 frames per second on this if you put the settings down low enough. If you go 720p, it will do it easily. If you're 1080p, you might have to lower your resolution and scaling and that kind of stuff. But essentially, for most titles, I'll see if I can get it on actually. If we can connect it all up, I need to tidy that up at the top because that is just ugly as all hell.
Sorry, Poppy will tidy it up in a minute.
Yeah, I'll bundle that up there. Yeah, I'll put a cable tie there to keep that in place. Yeah, I'll fire it up in a minute and we should have some games on there so I can show you what it's doing. Hopefully. Although, can I do that? Not sure if I can actually.
Turn it on with rubber gloves on.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Who's Pete? He was on the that thing, he was married to Dawn.
Yeah.
Pete and Dawn. Come on. Yeah, actually, if I put the stream... Yeah, I can do that on the other channel. Come on, Poppy, destroy something. I keep on seeing that on the screen, and the more I see it, the more I know it's going to happen. At the moment, she's destroying the cat litter by the sound of it.
Lucky, it's not the smell of it.
Right, stay there.
Did you try Crisis on this PC?
I have not tried Crisis. The games I have tried on this currently, I think, from memory, was Rocket League.
Bobs.
Yeah, clearly. What else on there? CSGO and Far Cry New Dawn. And that was pretty much it. So that is, I think I can put the side panels on. I think that is, we've done enough there. And am I gonna, no, I don't even need to hold it in place really, other than the fact it's gonna fall off if I don't, because the cable management is actually not too bad. And literally just doesn't want to pop off too much. Could have cable managed it a little better, I guess, but not hugely. So that is that. And there we go. It's pretty tidy.
Poppy.
Poppy, chill the F out. Lunatic. What screws in it?
Electromagnetic stuff now, but she's like, she doesn't usually get like this, does she?
No. So, there we go. The finished article. And we'll see if it fires up. Luckily, I do have a thingy web cable. Oh, let's turn that on. And there she blows. It works, yay! Well, it's turned on anyway. Which is always a start.
Bang! Bit delayed.
No bang today.
Poppy distracted me. What are you doing?
Not bad, not bad.
Some cuddles.
Andre says, I just grabbed a GTX 960 4GB on eBay today for €93. In the current climate we're living in, I'm quite happy it will make for a pretty decent budget gaming PC. Oh, yes.
You're not having my charging wire.
Just,
Are you?
cool little case, yep, not too bad. It looks good. I like it. I think it's a great looking little case. And the fact that we don't have any horrible RGB software on the system is excellent. So we can just use the LED button on the front. And if you want to, just turn it off. That always struck me as being a slightly odd thing, that the first time you press the RGB button, it turns the lights off, when as if that is going to be kind of your natural first thing that you want to do. Then you've got the other cyclic colours. It's actually a really interesting design. I like it. Not overly noisy. You can hear a whooshing of the air going through. But I wouldn't say it's entirely, it's not really distracting. Happy days. Right, am I going to plug this in so you guys can see the Windows? If I disconnect that, I'm trying to work out how I'm going to plug it in. If I plug it into... Yeah, that'll work. He says confidently. Let's turn that on. Turn it on. Let's get a dingle dongle in the back. Dingle dongle inserted, and right, let's unplug that monitor and plug this one in. Cable not connected. I know cable's not connected because I didn't connect it. I should have put a Wi-Fi card in, actually. That would have made life a bit easier also. Why have we got no display? So, I bet it was in BIOS. Let's see if it'll boot now. Well, if I turn this round, actually, can you see that screen? Just about. I can't even see what's on that screen. Ah, yeah, you can see it. So it's booting up. Let me turn the monitor around. Well, the camera around, rather, sorry. That's me. I better turn that away. And there we go. So that is Windows 11 on the PC, as you can possibly see. And there's the start menu. So if I go into, well actually what can I go into so you'll know it's Windows 11? There is, oh I know, the sidebar widget. So there we go, sidebar widget loading up. So Windows 11. And if I, where's my computer? Settings, and I go to about. So there we go. Let's focus on that. So you should be able to see, hopefully it says Ryzen 3, blah blah blah. You get the idea. So yeah, it is a Ryzen 3 1200 and it is currently running Windows 11, as I said. And let's get a game up and running so you can see what the performance is like. Actually, I'll look in Ryzen Master a minute and see what I've got this set to, as in clock speeds. Yeah, currently it's at 38 or 3.8 gigahertz on all cores.
Is the centre RGB in the opposite direction to the outer? In the front fan it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's going anti-clockwise and the other one's going clockwise.
That goes anti-clockwise and that one goes that way. What do we want? Rocket League. No, actually Far Cry New Dawn. And you can see what it's like. Right, I'm going to clear away some of this stuff that is no longer necessary. And we'll get that loaded and we'll run a quick benchmark. And you can see the power, the raw power. That is the Ryzen 3 1200. You know it makes sense. Oh, bloody login time. Right, let's go to another camera for a moment. Oh, go on then. There we go. There's Kath's hand. I don't know why I ask this every single time, even though I say, this is my browser. This is my system. Please remember me. Johnny.
Done?
Won't you come on home? Yeah, I think so. Wait till it comes up on the screen. Bear me a moment. Still loading. Come on, loading. Who's you said, George?
Yeah. Out of the way, I can't see if I'm covering it or not. Done?
Yep. Right, so there we go. So hopefully, yeah, can you see that okay? I can't see the chat at the moment, so Kath, you're gonna have to be my ears and eyes and other things.
Oh, my lifeline is very long.
Your what?
Lifeline.
Right, well, this will be a test, see if those USB 3 ports work. Yep, that appears to work. So let's go into options. And we'll go into video. So GTX 660 currently. So that is using quality settings, that's ultra. So we probably don't want to do ultra. Let's try normal. Let's see how we get on with that. And advanced settings, VSync is off, frame rate enables off, field of view scaling 75, and adaptive resolution off. Resolution scale is set to 1, so that's 1 for 1. 1080p. So let's test in benchmark and we'll see what it does. Obviously don't be too surprised if it isn't great. but I'm expecting about 45, well, yeah, about 45, 50 frames per second, I would imagine. Nope, we've started off a lot lower, 33. 30 FPS gaming. Although it does look nice. In fact, it looks particularly nice. Oh, we've dipped down to 25. But we're averaging about 31. It's not entirely terrible. And bear in mind, Far Cry New Dawn isn't that easy a game to run. Notice we've got no sound because, well, yeah. Oh, we dropped down to 25 there. That is unacceptable. Well, not horrendous, but yeah, it could be better. But arguably, 1080p on this system, Far Cry New Dawn, that is playable. You could play that, although it does dip down. So average is 30 frames per second. So basically, it's console gaming. So let's go back a level. I'm sure we can get that frame rate up a little bit.
When are you doing the review of the Black Alien Sahara case? We've done that, haven't we? But
yeah.
we've not released yet.
So let's try low settings and we'll test in benchmark.
I saw some screen tearing.
Some of that might be down to the frame rate as well, because we're streaming in 30 frames per second rather than 60. So you might see a little bit of tearing due to that. So there we go, 37, 38. So it hasn't actually made a great deal of difference. Although an average of 37, yeah, dip down to 30 then. It looks actually quite nice though. Looking on this screen, it looks smooth. I suppose because the frame rate is so consistent, like it's not going that high, and it's not really going much lower, so you're not getting massive frame spikes. So max at 41. This is 1080p, yeah. We could obviously put it down to 720p, or put a little bit of resolution scaling in there to make it a little bit higher. But realistically, if you were doing this with a Ryzen 5 5600G, 1080p, I think you'd struggle to get this sort of frame rate, especially in this game. You might get it at 720p. So minimum 28, average 34, maximum 41. Graphics quality low and resolution scaling. So I don't think that's too bad. It could be a lot worse. Again, this is a 300 quid PC, bear in mind. Can't really go much lower than low. So what else can I change? Let's do adaptive resolution for 60 FPS.
What's limiting it, CPU or GPU?
I would say it's probably, yeah, it's actually, I know it's the GPU, because I put the 1060 in as well previously and it got much better frames. In fact, it was getting like 75, 80 frames per second. So there we go, that is with resolution kind of interpolation. So now we're getting 53, 51, 50, 46, 41. So we are tanking in that same place, which is not unusual. But we're in the 50s. There was some tearing there, I definitely noticed some tearing there. We're up to 65 frames per second.
Discord?
Yeah.
Do you want to say it? 'Cause it's
You
easy.
can. Someone in the comments cast to show me Cylon. I need to build my friend a PC on a budget of about £800. Any recommendations of good cheap parts? Yeah, head over to our Discord and go into the tech advice, or maybe have a look in the bargain section. Kath's going to put the link in the chat now so you can join the Discord, and yeah, we'll give you some decent advice, no worries. So minimum FPS 41, average at 50, maximum 65, much better. A few more frame spikes in there, but definitely this is Far Cry New Dawn. It isn't a particularly easy game to run. I think it's done pretty well.
How much was the 1200?
The Ryzen 3 1200 was £65 at CEX, although we should have charged them actually after for the for fixing the bloody pins. So let's quit back to the desktop on that. Again, you can see this is Windows 11. It is running on a Ryzen 3 1200. It shouldn't be, but it definitely is. What else can we try? Let's try a little bit of Rocket League. Better hide that because it might show my my details. Well, they might not. There we go. Rocket League. You're probably wondering why there's no sound on here. The reason for that is because I knew there'll be.
Noticed.
Yeah, there will be obviously issues with copyright because of the music, etc.
No, he's noticed that you shaved your hands.
Oh, I shaved my hands. Yeah. So this is the video. This is set to basically what the defaults were. So if we go to press X, do you want the defaults? Yes. So all I'm going to do is, it's gone to high quality for everything, so the only thing I'm going to get rid of is motion blur because, well, I'm not a complete animal. Apply, and we'll go back and let's play again. Casual. This will upset somebody. Join a game, then X. Oh, joystick's vibrating. So what are we getting here? That's top left-hand corner. So yeah, solid 60 FPS. And actually, that's playing.
Hey, Flame.
That's quite nice. Where's everybody? Oh, somebody scored already. So we got that. Yeah, we're 60 FPS. You can't really ask for much more than that, and it actually seems pretty smooth. And that's high settings, 1080p. We could probably get it a bit higher. I might check that shortly. Well, yeah, it feels pretty smooth actually.
Cylon was thinking of getting a 1070 card and a 5600X. Any better combinations or any similar performance for price?
Yeah, I probably think of something. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I have to look at prices. Oh no. Anyway, that's enough of that. So let's go to
Let's get 600 frames per second in Rocket League.
That is frames per second. Let's try uncapped. Apply. And what's that? That's 130.
The back fan came with the case, didn't it?
Yeah, all the fans come with the case. Come on, out of the way, you bloody fool.
And what size is the rear one?
The rear fan is a 120. So this is, yeah, this is in like 130s, 140s, 150, 143. So 150 frames per second. I know it's only Rocket League, but it looks good.
It's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science, it's Rocket League. That should be the sales pitch for it. Where's the bloody ball gone? Oh, it's in the back of the net. Right, that's enough of that.
Food flaming.
I'll vote to concede. Actually, band on. There we go. Anyway, I think that's enough. I think you've seen some gameplay footage there. I don't think there's much more I could show you really. Let's put that light back on. Things are dropping all over the place. So, I think it's pretty decent. I like it. I like it a lot. Sound like Jim Carrey. Oh, quit! Come on. Sure you want to quit? Yeah, I think so. Not that I can see it. There we go. Back to the desktop. And the USB 3 ports work. Champion. Nice thing about this case, actually, on the top you've got two USB 3.0 ports, which actually, if I put that there, you can probably see overhead. So you can see there, two USB 3.0 ports, which is actually quite unusual for a slightly more budget-orientated PC case. It's very nice. Right, I'm gonna have to. Am I going to look at your questions now? Right, let me turn the PC off, and we'll get back into some questions. Let me see what is going on here. Oh, Far Cry 6 is finished downloading and is ready to play. I don't think we'll be doing that. Let's shut it down. How did I manage to open that? Are we shutting down? Or was it just joking? Shut down. There we go. Oh, where's my mic? There we go. Oh, I'm tripping over everything. Rookie error. Sorry about this. I'm not very professional at the best of times. Right, if I plug this back in now, I should be able to see what is going on. That should be working now, I think. I think it's back on. There we go. We're back on. It's working. Oh dear. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. I've got a strong suspicion it is that NVMe drive which I was putting there to transfer the data of, which I think basically crashed Explorer and then crashed OBS as well. So yeah, my sincerest apologies for that. Where is that the right mouse? Where is the mouse? It was Poppy. Yeah, no, it wasn't Poppy. As much as I would be relatively happy to blame her, it wasn't her. So yeah, it looks like OBS has crashed. It does, yes. Did you find out what 240 volts is? Sadly not. We are back. Yes.
Luckily not.
Well, Bill says the front fan could be replaced with a Cooler Master Fan MF200R. 200mm ARGB addressable RGB fan that is also PWM. Not cheap though. I bought one to replace the non-RGB side fan on my half X case. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know why they've not managed to do that, where there was like a cheap alternative for 200mm case fans. It's very strange. Very strange. You'd think that someone would basically make that. Ah, dear. Right, what did I miss? Apart from pretty much everything. So Poppy is, yeah, I don't know what happened there. I'm pretty sure it was that, oh, Cosmic saying, will it do Wreckfest? I think it probably will. It's not going to be a lightning fast experience. But yeah, I don't see any reason why not. I normally find that if it'll do Far Cry New Dawn, it'll do Wreckfest and potentially be a little bit quicker, i.e. more frames per second. So yeah, definitely. Saying that, I think we had the GT 1030 did Wreckfest at low settings. And the GTX 660 3GB is a superior card in pretty much every way. Riley says, yeah, for games like New Dawn, replace the GPU. Other than that, Rocket League type games will run with no issues. Yeah, I say Rocket League, that was playing really nicely. Over 100 frames per second, 1080p, high settings, with everything as stock rather than... Actually, what am I drinking at?
Beer.
Oh, I'm drinking that. I'm drinking this. Other than the... motion blur, which I hate. Riley says, I'd certainly like to see how well Wreckfest runs. I'll definitely do that for the when we do the kind of the wrap-up video or the review video. I'll make sure that I put Wreckfest on it just to see how it goes. I think it's going to be fine.
Someone stole your PC. Is it the one behind?
Yes, someone stole it.
Is it that one?
What's that?
That one's a different one from previous.
Yeah, here's one, yeah. Hello everyone says, hey Mike, how's it going, bro? Hello everyone. Bit rate is poor. Is it? There's something not right on this stream. It could be, I think it is that PC. I might take out the fan. Actually, no, that's probably not a good idea. So it definitely appears that that particular piece of hardware is not liked in this system, which is a little bit strange. I don't know why. I hate it when a piece of hardware doesn't fail entirely. It just kind of fails a little bit. Let's go into rainbow mode anyway, so you can see what the fans are like in the case, because they've been on white all night, just so that the camera doesn't go crazy with the white balance thing.
Can't really see it on camera very well, to be honest.
The fans are a little bit on the kind of bland side in terms of the RGB. Doesn't help that that case has got some weird kind of fish tank glass in it, which makes everything very detailed, but it kind of mutes the colours a little bit as well for some bizarre reason. James Brock. Oh, no, that's right, it's someone else's question. Markovsky says, I don't know if it is a setting, but YouTube is auto-selecting 144p. Had to set it manually. It's yeah, there's something bizarre going on with the stream. But anyway, we've done what we've kind of wanted to achieve, and I don't know. What do you think? Do you think for about £300 is a worthwhile thing? Genuinely interested to hear what your thoughts are on this one. For me personally, you know me, I always like these cheap and cheerful bargain basement PCs for a lot of reasons actually. It's good because you can actually build something at this time without it costing you an absolute fortune. You can get the parts relatively easily. Like I said, the PC part picker list that we've done, and also I think Kath's updated the list in the video description, so pretty much all things for Amazon, eBay, CEX, etc. are all listed there. So it's stuff you can actually buy, and if you think about it, you building a whole PC for the price of a processor these days, for a decent processor. For a lot of people that are going to be out there that just don't have the kind of money that it takes to build a PC these days. I know that there's people that have been asking me for PCs and they want to buy them for their kids for Christmas, and they're like, I want to buy a gaming PC, we were going to get a PS5, but we think we'd rather have a PC. It's like, you cannot really do a decent gaming PC for the same price as a PS5 these days, if you're looking kind of retail prices. It's an extremely hard thing to do, especially if you're going down the route of like modern processors, because they're just so damn expensive. Unless AMD have a particularly decent price cut, then I don't see that improving in the short term or the long term really. I think Black Friday is going to be an interesting one this year, because I think AMD are going to have a price cut. I'm pretty sure that is going to be across the board. There'll be a pretty big price cut. I know some places in America have already had a drop already on the 5600X. I think if AMD can get some stock together, I think there'll be some price drops on Amazon, purely because they've got new stuff coming out in January, which obviously they're going to want to clear the shelves a little bit. But on the other side, do AMD actually need to drop their prices? Realistically, people will still buy it regardless. Do they want to make the money? Or is it AMD? Is it the retailers? Are the retailers the ones making the money out of this? I don't think it is. Speaking to some people and seeing some of the other companies, they all seem to change their prices pretty much in kind of lockstep, so they're all doing it together. So I think the prices are being kind of set by AMD, and the retailers are just putting what little they can on it to actually make it worthwhile for us to actually buy it. Again, I'm not entirely sure, but I don't know. Yeah, Mark Point says their Newegg dropped the price on the 5600X. From what I saw, are they now selling it, is it $229, did I see? $229 or $299 Canadian? I did look today, 5600X here in the UK is still like stupid expensive for what it actually is. And if we could get the 3600X for around about the 150, 160 mark like we could before, that I think for most people is still going to be the go-to chip. It's a powerful little performer. It's actually what I've got in the system behind me, and it runs like a champ. It really does, apart from obviously when it crashes the stream running OBS. Partly that could be down to me as well, because that is now, some of you may have seen that before, that was the Intel system, the 10600. I've actually pulled all that out of there for some, yeah, the reasoning behind it is not entirely clear in my own mind, so I'm not even going to try and explain it to you guys. But essentially we've gone back to the MSI, the 3600 build in there. There may still be some gremlins in the system from the Intel setup, because I literally just took everything out, stuck it back in and let Windows 11 take care of it, updated some drivers, and that was about it. So yeah, I might have to do yet another fresh install of Windows 10 or 11. I'm not sure which. Might be 11. James Brock says, I'm not pumped about Black Friday or the holidays. I believe it's going to be a repeat of last year's blank fest. Yes, insert blanks as you see fit. I think this year, yeah, I think this year is going to be a weird one at Christmas again. Because everyone's kind of over it now, if you know what I mean. It's kind of like, come on, this has been going on for way too long. I think people will just go about Christmas pretty much as normal as possible. Availability is going to be another thing, so that is going to be that's going to be a struggle. And if there's a lack of graphics cards again, that is going to be a particularly traumatic time for a lot of people. At the moment, I think there's going to be a glut of RAM, SSDs, and NVMe drives, and probably motherboards. There's going to be a ton of that available Black Friday. All those deals are going to be coming out, and then you'll be left hunting for a processor at a sensible price or a graphics card at a sensible price. Power supplies might have a little bit of a run as well. They might go down.
You complain every year they're rubbish.
I do, yeah, Kath is absolutely right. Every single year I do complain that the deals are rubbish. And there's never anything that I actually want, but yet I still end up probably buying something. Normally,
one thing, don't
yeah,
you?
normally it's normally it's either an NVMe,
Just
an
after
SSD,
midnight
or some RAM, and it's like literally straight after midnight. It's just
You're
been
so
posted, and it's like yay, and then it's all very much downhill from then onwards, which yeah, is not good. Mark Point says no go with Intel mic. Yeah, like I said, it's a long story. It kind of started out because I changed the case over, and there was things that I needed to do with the case in the build, which also I've not been able to do because I'm supposed to be testing Arctic's Freezer 360, which I'm still struggling to actually find a case to physically fit it in. There is another case that we've got for review at the moment, which is another one of my kind of, oh my god, how am I going to do this? Thermaltake have sent us their P8, the P8TG, and it's huge. It is absolutely huge. I don't think I'll physically be able to put it on a table, which in itself leads to problems because this kind of room that we film in is only a certain size. So in order for me to get the camera far enough back to actually record the video of the case, which is probably about this wide and about that tall. So is my hand going off the camera? I can't see yet. Yes, so it's way off. So the top of the case is going to be up there somewhere, and the case is like kind of about this wide. So although it's going to physically fit on the table, it's kind of going to be up here. It's kind of square-ish. So I don't know actually how I can film it. I didn't ask for it to be sent for review. The guys at Thermaltake just said, oh, by the way, Mike, I've sent out a case for you. The P8, it will be there on Tuesday. And it's like, oh, right, P8, cool, what's that? And I look, quick search, like, holy shit, that thing's huge. And then when it arrived, and the postal worker said, do you want a hand getting it in the house? It's like, please, Lord, help me.
To me.
It was to Kath. But yeah, I think I was in here and I could hear the conversation. I was like, oh, balls. And I don't like the sound of that. That sounds like it's going to be huge. Where are we? Black Friday, Luke Hill 666, Bleak Friday. That's probably what it's more likely going to be, isn't it? Yeah, never any deals, always Black Friday or Boxing Days, only junk. Don't seem to be, well, I have noticed, and some of you may agree with this or disagree, that Amazon have been putting up prices of RAM and processors recently, being that they know that is going to be the things that they're likely to be reduced come Black Friday. RAM prices definitely are on the up. Amazon used to always be the place to go. They had the cheapest processors and the cheapest RAM. especially Corsair, LPX, that kind of stuff, it was always cheaper than pretty much everyone else in the UK. Whereas in the moment, because it's not Black Friday, all the prices are considerably more expensive, and they're actually one of the more expensive places on the internet at the moment. So yeah, that's it's never a good thing. Stuart Cleary says, hearing of your SSD losses, do you use surge protectors? I do have a surge, yeah, that's a surge protector on that wall there. That PC, the one that it actually happened in, it has a surge protector, and our NAS has actually got a UPS and kind of surge protector all in one. The NAS is fine. It was my PC, I remember it well. We were sat here on the Sunday and everything just blipped out for a second, and it's like, oh, what was that? And I'm pretty sure that was kind of like the starting point when things started going bad. Anyway. Wild Bill says, I haven't listened to the radio or watched the news since April 2020. Loving it. Awesome. Yeah, I listen to some news, but mostly kind of not mainstream stuff. So just like random channels on the internet or certain things. Richie Allen is something we listen to that's quite humorous. Hugh Luttrell says, you can always send giant cases my way. Well, it's not actually mine, and it is like I think it's like something like 250 quid for this case. It's a lot of money. So I really want to do a good job on it, but I honestly don't know how I'm going to be able to. It's going to be a real struggle on that. I'm not too sure. Ah, dear. William Bodie says, Crucial is down in prices, all of them here in Germany. That's interesting. Ian W says, I've just bought 2x 4GB Corsair RAM for 30 quid. Yeah, I think that is pretty much where prices are at the moment. Kind of 16 gigs, you're looking anywhere between kind of 50 and probably 65 from most brands. And somewhere between kind of 30 and 35 for 8 gigs. Leanne Lee are sending out the 011 Evo out to reviewers. I really want one.
Oh, there's a solution.
Yeah, I want my one.
Off the table.
Cut the legs off the table.
Oh.
Who'd have thunk it?
But we won't be able to fit all that underneath it then.
James Brock says, yeah, Black Friday in the US is just a sham. Some markets have come of it years ago. The deals are not really deals. No, sometimes, in fairness, there's some like mum and pop shops, as they call them, or like the smaller independents, which actually do Black Friday deals because they kind of been pressured into doing it by the big companies. But yeah, everyone's doing the same sort of thing. Prices kind of slowly elevate, and then they reduce them for Black Friday back to essentially normal or just slightly under normal, which is never good. O'Reilly says he's waiting for a 011 Evo XL version to follow up my 02D XL, ROG certified. Mark says everything stops at the graphics card stage in a build these days unless you're minted. Yeah, and if you're on an Intel thing, then maybe processor wise as well, because they're not exactly cheap at the moment. Irie Open says I like the inverted case and the GPU mount. I've not seen the 011 Evo yet, so I'm going to have to catch up on some videos. Listen, this week has been absolutely ridiculous. Tech Check says, hi Mike, sorry I'm late. Yeah, you're just catching the tail end before we sign off. Unfortunately, never mind. But always nice to see you in the chat, as it is for everyone. And in fact, actually, I just realised the time. It is coming up to 20 past 11. So, yeah, I think we don't
want to upset Lord Erectus.
You don't want to upset Lord Erectus because he will have way too much to catch up with when he's commenting on all the bits in the stream. Yes, I think that is. I think that's pretty much going to wrap things up. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Sorry it's been a little bit all over the place and the stream going a bit titsup.com. These things do happen, but we do smile in the face of adversity and try and get on with it. And Poppy wants to say good night. Come here, young one. There we go.
She's settled now.
So she's settled a bit. You going to settle? Yeah, you have a little sit there. So when I'm putting away all the stream stuff, you can just chill. Anyway, like I said, so that's going to wrap things up. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight on the stream. It's been an emotional one. Thank you all for the super chats and supporting the channel and all that kind of good stuff.
ASMR over purring.
Actually, stop, mate.
Streaker.
You gonna purr? No, you're gonna attack, aren't you? I know what that means. She's getting ready to attack. Nope, she's seen something far more interesting. Don't blame you. Anyway, that's going to wrap things up. Thank you all so much for super chats and taking part, commenting, all that kind of good stuff. Don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and smash the like button if you haven't already also. So, yeah, thank you all so much. That leaves me with the usual thing to say. I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the Black Friday sales. Thanks for watching. And hopefully the OBS thing works and this actually does stop now. So, yeah. See you in the next one.